Good evening, good evening, good evening. Sanibonani molweni. Hi sister, how are you? Good evening, peoples. How are you? Good evening, guys. Good evening. Hi, Twawelihle 7. Thank you for the following. I'll follow you back just after the live. Thank you. Good evening, guys. Good evening, and welcome to Tuesday, Reflection Tuesday. Yes, we are here. And tonight I want us to talk about adherence and U equals to U, the buzzword that is out there in the HIV space, the misconceptions that are there. And yeah, try to educate, enlighten, and continue supporting each other on the journey, as it is a journey. It is not just it is not a one-day thing. It is not something that you can say you have a precise manual, a guideline that says today you do this, tomorrow you do that. But it is an everyday struggle, it's an everyday thing, it's an everyday journey and confirmation and affirmations that you need to be doing to yourself. And yeah, hi Chef P, hi my friend, how are you? So yes guys, so let's at the end of the day, it's about empowering each other. It's about taking notes, maybe from each other, something that somebody might say that will help you, that will resonate with you, because we are all different. We all resonate to different things. So, but at the end of the day, hi, Sister Rainy, how are you? So, at the end of the day, it's about empowerment. It's about knowing, the do's and the don'ts. What works for you might not work for me. So let's dive into it. Is there anybody joining me, or am I flying solo? I'm just asking, I'm asking for a friend. So yeah, no, don't all volunteer at the same time, ne? Just one person to. I'm not wanting to fetch people right now. I don't want to fetch anybody. Yeah, so let's talk adherence, guys. What is adherence? What is adherence? What do we understand when we talk about adhering? Oh no, I can't fly solo. My challenges. I'm a bit feverish and I'll be coughing throughout this life. So my apologies. My apologies in advance, guys. I am having a fever. Oh, yeah. The fever is having me, or I'm having the fever. I don't know. Either or, one of the two. The fever is having me. So, um, hi, man. Hi, Tutum Koyano Kai. Hi. Hi, Sister Rain. How are you?
I'm good and you, coach.
Are you good? You know
Good.
what, ne? I'm talking and talking and talking, and I didn't even check the volume on the thing. It's only now that I'm greeting you and I can't hear you and I'm checking. Oh, guys, ndiyakuwisha kodwa ke it's one of those things. How are you?
This thing you change her volume here. I don't know why.
Hi, Mara.
My volume is very low as well. I don't know.
Hi, Mara. Hi, man. It's not fair. It's not right.
But
It's.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly, perfectly, perfectly. Welcome, everybody. As I said earlier, we are talking adherence. We are talking you is equals to you, the myths, the truths, and all that. Any questions are welcome. And I asked the question, what is adherence? What do we understand when we say HIV adherence? Let me put that there. What is HIV adherence? Before I respond, I would like to ask Sister Rainy to give us the medical perspective of it. When we say adherence, what is it that we are actually talking about? What is adherence? Now we are in class. We are getting to, like the past few weeks we have been talking. We talked about disclosure, stigma, the reasons for testing. We talked about acceptance and all that. We talked about the stages of HIV where you go through all the emotions and everything until you come to the stage of acceptance. Now we have passed the stage of acceptance. We went to disclosure and the stigma around it. And now we are here. You have disclosed, you have accepted, you have gone through everything. Now we come into adherence, which is one of the biggest things. Hi, Angel. How are you, my darling? Yeah, so what is adherence, Sister Rain? Educate us.
Okay. So, adherence, Wait, see, these things are formed out of adjectives. So, adherence.
Adherence. Okay.
Simply means somebody is put on treatment,
Mm-hmm.
and which is mostly chronic in our context because we're talking about ART, It's being on treatment and taking the medication as prescribed or as you agreed you would take it. If for example, you agreed that I'll take my medication every morning at 9 o'clock or at night at 8 o'clock, because 9 we should be preparing to go sleep. Um, and you are consistent with that. There's no I forgot or oh no. It's every day, same time as prescribed. It's been taken. And I just want to also add something to adherence.
Yes, ma'am.
There are times when people are taking medication, we get a lot of questions regarding this, and somebody says, I've been taking my medication, but my viral load is not going down, or my CD4 count is not improving. The problem with that is the very issue we are talking about now, which is
Yeah.
adherence. Some people are on treatment, and whatever, even antibiotics, anything, people will decide, as long as I've taken my medication and it's not taken at the same time every day, So then what happens whenever we take medication, any medication, there are different levels. That there's actually like a graph. Hopefully, I'll find it and send it. Um, so when we take medication, they on that graph there is what we call the therapeutic level. Therapeutic means the healing level.
Mm-hmm.
So when we take medication, we want that medication to be constantly at that level so that it can work. But when we decide to take medication at different times, whenever we remember and all, and it's the same even with contraceptives, then that medication is not actually reaching the therapeutic level where it can actually start working and you can start seeing the difference. So that is why adherence is so important, because some people will just say, as long as I took my medication, that medication is not doing what it's supposed to do, because when you are not keeping it at the therapeutic level. Sometimes people would adhere, they will take the medication at the same time, maybe for a month or for 3 months, and when they see that there is a change, they start forgetting, they start skipping days and all of that. Then, whenever you do that, you're starting afresh, because now the therapeutic level, the healing level, the level at which the medication is supposed to deal with the virus or the bacteria that's in your body to kill it, is being hampered with. You don't reach that level and you keep on taking medication, and each medication has its peak where it can start working. For example, with antibiotics only start working after 72 hours of taking them. So in other words, when you are taking antibiotics and then the following day you decide, I'll take it whenever, you are actually growing that virus. And that's why you find people, the antibiotics finish, and then after they finish, they didn't get better, they go back, they get a stronger one, and all of that. It's because of how we are taking medication.
Medication. So the lesson here that I'm getting, right, is that adherence is very important. Taking that medication at the same time every day religiously, so it's very important in order for somebody to reach the therapeutic level, in order for somebody not to be saying this medication is not working, whereas you
Yeah.
as a person taking the medication, you are also not working, you are also not doing the work that you are supposed to do, which is adhering to your treatment.
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
It's not just taking the pill every day, it's also about the time
The
so
time,
that it can start reducing the
the
viral load
virus.
and
Oh.
killing those cells, preventing them from multiplying and regrowing and all of that, because that's what ARVs do. First, they actually get in, they encapsulate, like they capture the virus so that it does not go all over. Then the second one, they make it weak so that it does not multiply and stop growing. That's how you get the viral load down.
Yeah. All right. So that is lesson number one that I've learned, and now it also as you are talking, it takes me back to way back when I was still um, a young girl. That risky behaviors that we get into, and then I started taking contraceptives because
Mm,
I knew I am now sexually active. So I started taking contraceptives, but I was not adhering to the times. I would take it as and when I remember, okay, I haven't taken it and I will take it. And
yeah.
then I engaged in sexual activities,
Mm,
right? And that's how my first son was born, guys. Ne? I
mm,
was on contraceptives, but I was not consistent and adhering. And
yeah.
then, boom, there I was pregnant with baby boy.
Yeah, especially for tablets,
Hmm.
for injectables and bolupu, it's another story. But
It's
for
another
tablets,
story. Mm.
that's the reason why people would say "Utlila di tshwere ka letsoho."
Yeah, no, I am born. It's a testimony about that. I know I was on contraceptives, and believe you me, I was on contraceptives for like 3 months. 3 months down the line, 2 months after that, Haibo. And then, which one is this one? And I didn't even blame my partner then when he said, asungwana ka o tla tjho gore na o tswa mo nka kae, because nna ke tseba o le on contraceptives. So now it's making sense. So yeah, thank you for that, Sister Rainy. So on the in the comment section, guys, please do comment, send your questions, ask questions. It's not every day that we get the opportunity to have a nurse with 30 years of experience on her shoulders, and who is willing to share the truths and the knowledge that she has. Because I can we always complain, oh, my nurse are shout.
Exactly,
Manesa,
exactly.
when we ask questions, Manesa re shouta, they will think they see us as really botse banyane. We want to know a lot and we're asking too many questions. So yeah, at Youth Matters, here's the nurse. She's here to answer all those questions, and we also got to understand as to why sometimes we find ourselves not the viral load and the CD4 count is not improving because of the way we are taking our medication, because of the way that we are not consistent and adhering to the times. So even if you are a person of risky behavior, if you know that you are this weekend you are going to weekend enkulu this past weekend. It was month end for batho ba di-25 bone ne re batho ba di-25 wa bona. And people have forgotten to take their medication. Some didn't even take it at all. So you missing that dose, you skipping your medication, you opening a door for the virus and the other, others to now multiply, to replicate and multiply. So it is very important in whatever we do. If you have to set an alarm, guys, do that. Set that alarm. Let it be a reminder. If you have to get a buddy, if you like, you have to get a buddy, your drinking pill buddy, even if it's not somebody who's on medication, somebody who that definitely this person will be my alarm clock. They will remind me. They will constantly remind me every day, or until I am able to be disciplined. At the end of the day, it's also about your discipline as a person. What is it that you want for yourself? So for me, I am 25 years in the journey. I have 17 years on medication, and my alarm still rings at 9 o'clock in the morning. It still does. And hi Lee, how are you, my darling? It still does. And it is just my way of reminding myself. Not that a person will say, no, but you have been taking medication so long, it should be like your second nature. You should remember every time. Yes, I do remember, but my mindset says there are times where you get caught up with life, and that you get so caught up that you even forget. For me as well, I am not HIV to me is like, yeah, my friend, you stay there, I go there. We have a working and we have a relationship like that, me and it. We understand each other that I have to live, I have to work. It is not the be all and end all. It's not going to control my life. And as I'm not controlling its life, so it must just behave and let's obey my rules.
That's the
Okay.
thing I was talking about. I hope it can show.
Uh, on my side, yes, I can see peak of effect. I can see this advert.
You see, in the beginning,
Yeah.
somebody's taking medication, they start, and then they reach this level, the therapeutic level, and that's where we want somebody to stay in. And then there is also over drinking the medication, and then that will be the toxic level. And then there is unfortunately every medication has side effects. So once at a certain stage of the therapeutic level, you also start getting the side effects.
Okay. So that's lessons. I'm good with. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. Yeah. So, like I'm saying, guys,
Remove
it is
me
very
because we can't see the comments.
okay. Uh,
There we
okay.
go.
Thank you. What are the main side effects, Sis Didi? Um. Oh, I guess it's the main side effects of not taking medication
Let's
on
hear
time.
what which side effect? Side effect for not taking medication or side effects of the medication?
Mm.
And does that mean ARVs or what? Which one?
Angel, darling, I sent you an invite. Just come in to ask your questions so that we are clear in order before we can respond of the medication ART. What are the
Oh,
main side effects? Oh, okay.
I think you can cover that one. You are an expert.
No, she wants to hear the medical, the medical side of things, not from just me. I will tell you for free that for me, the main side effects of when we started long time ago. I don't know now. The medication has gotten better, and it has really improved. Honestly, before there were the side effects that were there. Me, I lost a lot of weight. If I can show you my pictures, I looked like a fraction of, I was half, this half. I lost a lot of weight. You will vomit, you will have nausea, you will, the at that time. But nowadays the medication, it has really improved. I haven't had or seen major side effects. We even at that time had extra meat that we got at that time. But now the people that start their ART now and they are adhering to their treatment, I haven't seen or heard of any major side effects. We were losing hair at that time. Bona, it was massive, but honestly the medication has now improved, so I don't know now what can I say are the like serious side effects that people are having.
okay. ARVs, unfortunately, um, they, just like your cancer treatment, when they come into the body, they don't choose, well, this is a good cell, this is a bad cell, because remember, the virus attacks the immune system. So by the time somebody is put on treatment, the immune system is already compromised. So you'll find that the things you were talking about, like loss of hair, uh, loss of weight, those were as a result of the immune system that was attacked, not necessarily because of the treatment. So
Oh,
with the
okay.
treatment, honestly, it differs from individual to individual, because what these tablets do, they actually trigger an immune response. So remember, the immune system is attacked and it's even desensitized, because that's what the virus does. It desensitizes the immune system so that it can multiply. Now you're taking ARVs, and then the immune system picks up. Ah, boom. It now wakes up, or hey, we are under attack. And then now when it says we are under attack, the body's soldier starts fighting. And when they start fighting, they attack anything and everything. So that's where, and depending on the stage, because if it's now stage 4 where there's opportunistic infections, it's your body is at war. It's at war. So that's why some people, they will have swollen lymph nodes.
Yeah.
Some people have skin conditions, they have a rash. Um, Some people are vomiting, there's nausea, they can't eat, so they lose more weight. So,
Mm,
with treatment, any treatment, people, we always would say when you come to us nurses, we say it gets worse before it gets better. It's that thing. So when you start on this medication, it gets worse, and
mm,
it just depends on the stage where you were, and where if you feel worried, you actually just ask a question, or is this related to treatment, or should I be worried and go and consult? But most of the people, when they start on treatment, shame,
mm,
it's a roller coaster, because both the immune system, the treatment, and now trying to attack this virus, it's a whole war that happens in your body. And
mm,
then eventually it stabilizes, because the DNA of the cells and the RNA have now memorized to, oh, there's this tablet, and let's accept it and all of that. So there's a whole lot of chemical reaction happening. So people are not the same. Other people don't have any side effects. They are fine, especially if your CD4 count is still okay, maybe over 500, over 1,000.
mm.
Your viral load is very low. There's not much side effect, but to some people, it's a tsunami.
Yeah, no, it becomes a tsunami. As you are talking, I'm just going. Every time when somebody talks something that I went through that. With me, remember at the time that I had full blown AIDS, and my CD4 count was very low, viral load very high. Everything was just a mess. And at that time, I also had pneumonia. On top,
Yeah.
I was just recovering from shingles. So the medication, when it came as well, it was a struggle to get the right combination at that time. I remember that I was on Combive and Calitra after
Mm.
6 months of struggling to finally get me on the right medication, because I was vomiting, I lost weight, it was bad, it was terrible. And guys, I always say my HIV was from Model C, because at that time I wouldn't eat even anything. It was very picky what it eats. Uh, be- Scrambled eggs will be made at home, but those scrambled eggs will come back. I will vomit it all. But when they go and buy scrambled eggs from Wimpy, that will stay. That's how expensive my HIV has been at the beginning. And even they will make milkshake. We have my mom had machine and whatnot, and I will say I feel like a milkshake. They will make the milkshake. I will throw up. It will come all out. And then they will go to Wimpy and buy me a milkshake. Wimpy and Nino's, they made a lot of money. They made a lot of money out of my family at that time. That 1 year, it was a struggle, and it was every day. I couldn't eat home cooked food. It was, yeah, wimpy food. Yes. Yo, Angel, my darling, you have no idea. It was so expensive that time. 2007. Yeah, I'm sitting here laughing, and as Sister Rain is talking, I could remember. And my hair, fortunately, with my hair never had issues, honestly. The only thing it was my stomach, the vomiting, yeah. But anything else, yeah, I was good. The food, yeah, it was expensive. It went to Model C or Cambridge, I don't know. So But we persevered, we adhered, because I had a community of support. You see, I'll always go back to support in everything because support is key, guys. It's key. You know, it is key. Yes, we understand that the dynamics are different. We understand that um, not everybody has support. Find a support group. If your family is not there, if you don't have a trusted friend, if you don't have a trusted partner, find a support group, a proper support group whereby you will be able to get the support that you require. Because this journey is not for the faint-hearted, honestly. There are days that you will wake up not even wanting to see those tablets. It is there, but you will need somebody with just a word of encouragement and constantly reminding yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Me, that was how I survived. Even though my family were there to support me, but me, myself, and I, the three of us, we had a problem because I couldn't understand why am I having to go through this. But um I had to find something to keep me alive, and that something was my kids. I would look at my children and think, I don't want them to be raised by a step parent. I want to be here to raise my kids until. So now they are grown, guys. I am as lonely as ever. I miss my kids so much. The people that I fought to live for, the other one is in DRC. The other one is lying on somebody's chest. So I'm on my own. Yeah, but now I have to find a new list. Now I have to find something to live for again. Huh? See, when I tell you people that every day, it's an everyday struggle. Now I have to find something and I found it and I'm content in it. And this one I am content that it will carry me to my next level. Yes, my darling. Yes, when I watermelon, Lee, my darling. That support is honestly key, guys. It's key. You know, when you know that I can go to this person and be vulnerable. I can tell this person everything and everything. And you know, at times also in support, you'll find that the very people that you trust will throw you under the bus, ne? They will throw you under the bus, but not in a bad way. They will be throwing you what they force you to push yourself. They force you to be the best because sometimes we don't see the potential that we have until somebody else says, "I man, this is not you. Don't make this HIV the lot of your life. You still have a God that you must serve."
Yeah.
So support is very important, guys. And within adherence, we do need to be supported. We do need to support each other to make sure that we adhere to that treatment. And that being said, I want to talk about the U is equals to you.
Equals to
Guys,
you.
by Kitty. Hi. Guys, do we understand that undetectable means untransmittable? Yes, we get that part. But do we also understand that that doesn't mean risky behavior?
Mm.
Because the scariest thing for me that I find is that once we adhered to our treatment, we worked so hard to adhere to get to the U is equals to U stage. And when we get to the U is equals to U stage, we lose our heads.
Yeah.
We go on risky behaviors. Bona, we decide that now it's time. We have been eating a banana with the peel. We have been eating the sweet with the cover on it. Now we want raw. We go wild. We go wild. We decide, oh, enough is enough, and we are not coming to. We don't ask ourselves the question that I worked so hard to get here. What are the risks? Yes, I'm you is equals to you. Do you know your partner's status? Or
Exactly.
you did you only just do the and with I'm talking from the woman's perspective here, guys. With us women, we are so open more often than not. We will tell a person the truth about our statuses. We will disclose because we want this relationship, and then the same person that you are disclosing to will be just, no, I accept you just the way you are, because you don't even know the intent. And we never insist on, okay, now that you understand and you are saying you are negative, just to make this more official and we are both comfortable, let's go and test. We go get the home testing kits and whatnot. We don't go to the clinic to both go and test and be sure of what we are getting into. My biggest fear and worry is that you know that when you do the test, the self-testing kit, it will come negative. We know that it will come negative if you are undetectable and neat. It will come negative, but it's actually not negative. If you get a chance to do that, look closely to that kit, test kit thing, those lines. The other one is dark, you will see, but the other one, it needs a magnifying glass. It will be there, but it's very faint, but it is there. So, and when I will be saying, no, I tested negative. Yes, you tested negative, which is, for me, I call it a false negative, because at the back of your mind, you must still remember the virus is suppressed but not dead. It is just suppressed.
Yeah.
And now you go, you've tested, and he's also, it's that line, and we go do unprotected. Do we see the risk there? First of all, we are exposing ourselves to STIs, because guys, you can only speak for yourself. You can only trust yourself and where you have been. Yes, we want to trust our partners. Yes, to be in love and be in a bubble is very nice. But you can only be accountable for you and for yourself. You cannot be accountable for somebody else and what they do when you are not with them, no matter how we trust them. Guys, so we need to be very, very, very cautious and careful when we decide. Honestly, this is very worrying. Yes, you is equals to you. It's a nice feeling. Yes. And you know that when you have, even when you are on you is equals to you, with me, the minute that I have a fever or I get, I'm not wellinyana and whatnot, I know that my immune system is being compromised. And at that point in time, I don't want to even see. anybody, right? Yeah. So my point is that it's good. It's a such a liberating feeling to be on you is equals to you. It's such a liberating, beautiful feeling to do that home test and it's negative. Do it when you are having a flu, and also mentally and emotionally. It's for me costly and texting. Why would I put myself through going to do the self test, and it tells me this false negative when I'm still having problems and issues with wanting to adhere, and when at times I don't even want to take that medication, and then now here is the here is the self test kit saying I'm negative, guys. I man.
Yeah,
Then
and
and it comes to the question that it's like I haven't fully accepted my status.
at times it's not even about you wanting to protect somebody else. Let's also, like you are saying, my protection, it's on me, it's not on the other person. Most of the time as women, we do that. We put other people to be responsible for our safety, and then tend to agree to anything. And we've spoken about this to say it's funny how we go on dates and we talk about all other things except for sex. How do we want it? When are we gonna have it? Sorry, evaluate the risks, yeah, evaluate the advantages and all of those things. So yes, it's a good feeling, Hore. I am undetectable, I am untransmittable. It's a
Mm,
good thing.
mm,
But then again, it's about staying there, because even besides somebody else, maybe also testing and they give a negative result, then it's a false negative. There is also the issue of STIs, which are infections. So the very undetectable stage can be affected by um, you being having STIs, and then it goes from undetectable to being detectable again, because now you have infection, and now you are stressed, the immune system is more compromised. We back to where it's now detectable. So it's important to then also evaluate the risks for you, not even for another person, for you. Or if I'm gonna have sex with somebody and I didn't, I'm considering not even using protection. In fact, nowadays, guys, now I'm advocating for abstinence.
abstinence.
Honestly, I am advocating for abstinence. There is so much peace there. There is so much peace. Trust is expensive, guys. Trust is expensive, and besides even the physical aspects to this, there's
Mm,
the psychological aspects, there's the spiritual
spiritual.
aspects, which
Mm,
we have spoken about so many times.
mm,
And the minute we do that, just know that you are married. There's no such a thing ya hore la jola now. You are married because you are doing married people's things. If you are a believer, it means you are married. It's a
Mm,
commitment. That's a covenant. Sharing
mm,
a bed, it's a covenant. It's
mm,
that serious. So
mm,
now, where you are sleeping with the spirits that this person is coming with, and all of those things. So we really need to sit down and evaluate the risks, because the risks, when you evaluate them, they might overweigh the benefits.
mm,
Momentary happiness, satisfaction versus long term, whatever. So
mm,
it's up to anyone to judge for themselves,
mm,
to make a decision.
mm.
Not saying no, we're not saying we are better off. It does not mean because I'm married I'm better off, guys.
Nope.
No, I'm not better off. I'm not better off. And that's why I always say trust is expensive, really.
Very, very expensive. And true that, it's always, when you are saying trust is expensive, it brings me and to the point of, when Gogo also is saying that, she commented there to say issues of disclosure to each other play an important role too, and the disclosures about everything, because now it takes me, me, I have stories for ages, ne? It takes me to my 6 months marriage when things went south, and I was told that, they cheated because me, I wanted to make them sick. In the meantime, I had disclosed, my cards were on the table, and I took the risk with the person that I didn't even know his status. I took trust that you are saying it's expensive. I took that, because he says so, it is like that. With me, it was I felt it's my responsibility to let them know and to even show him the results. Why? If you don't believe me, because you are looking at this, others, princess yanta wa hae, and you feel that, this is my spec, and now here we are, you are telling me that you cheated because I want to make you sick, I want to have unprotected sex, like seriously, and I don't even know your status, like, are you for real?
So this person actually puts you at risk of a reinfection. They
Infection,
actually put
exactly.
you, and you are married. You are in a married. So for me, I would even advise, if okay, you are considering that there's no emergency in sex, guys. There is no emergency.
Not at all.
Seriously, I don't want to lie. All we need to do is to pray about these things. And I read something interesting yesterday. Between action and not taking action, there is 6 seconds. Six
Mm,
seconds. One, two, three, four, five, six, 6. So when you are just about to do something, just count 6 seconds and your brain will wait. It will
mm,
just turn back 6 seconds.
mm. That is so
So
true.
for that oxytocin and serotonin that have been released, for them to go back to where they were, you just need 6 seconds and you would change your mind.
Yeah.
And then get to say, wait. or just stand up and say, I'm gonna drink water. When you come back there, I promise you, your mind would be different. So what I wanted to say was, even if you get both negative results,
Mm.
which might be false negative, then because when you're on treatment, uh to these things sometimes this psychological, encourage a person and say, okay, when because your results are negative, mutwak, let's go to the clinic and you go get prep and see what happens. See
Yeah.
what happens.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, ziyajika izinto. Once you talk about prep, ziyajika izinto. Even like of
Yes.
it's for a person who is genuine and who came to you genuinely with genuine reasons and genuinely wanting to build with you, and they are really negative also. They are like really negative.
Yeah.
It's so easy for them to even say to they will even suggest it to you to say, no babes, I will go get prep. There's no rush.
Yeah.
We are in this
And
together. They will.
if people have money, the only way you can be sure, not if you have money, for your own safety, guys. We talk about going to expensive dinners, going to expensive holidays. Then even for our health, let's also do that. You can actually ask for CD4 count to be taken, because when the CD4 count will tell you the real result, because it's not gonna lie. So, to spend 1,000 or so, pharmacies right now, they have clinics. I'm sure they can be able to help with that. And I'm sure with technology now, I haven't checked. I'm sure there's even like places where you can actually go and get the CD4 count reading easier way, without having to go to the doctor, then the laboratory and all of that. It can be done. But
Yeah, you can go.
CD4 count is the
Mm,
sure way where
mm.
you can be able to say, okay, this is a true negative. It's not a false negative.
Yeah, no, and you can go. You even at the laboratories, ne. You don't need referrals these days. You can just go walk into the laboratory and tell them, I want to do this, and you do it, and you get your results within 24 hours.
Nice one.
I have done that. I know, so I know.
Good.
Yeah, you can go to the it's and you know what, when sister Rainy, that like you are saying, we spend money to go to expensive dinners, to expensive holidays. That CD4 count thing, to do it, it's 800 rand.
Yeah.
It's 800 rand.
So,
So why
better
not
be
think
safe
that?
than sorry.
So my first date, these days we are, when somebody was interested in me. I get it now. I am wiser. I've grown up and wabona. I said laboratory too. I don't do self-testing kits. I don't. Honestly, I don't. I have them, but I don't. If you are really interested in me, you are going to do the right thing. We are going to do the bloods. Even if
Mm.
it's the full blood count, like we do the full blood count, you have the animals. You want to take me to Bahamas? Let's go to Bahamas at laboratory first. And
Yeah, medically, let's go to
let's do the
medical.
medical. Let's do our medicals
Mm,
together. And then
yeah,
after that, we can decide if there's still change, we will go to Durban. It's fine. I'll
yeah,
settle for Durban. It's okay. But
yeah,
my health is my concern. And the thing is that the lessons that you get along the way as you grow up, as you have, you know, my 6 months marriage taught me so many lessons about being thinking with your head, both your head and your heart, and not being controlled by emotions, because that was an expensive 6 months of my life, and that took me 9 years to get out of. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what we are
and
saying,
sometimes. Mm,
yes, sister.
I wanted to say we are not being insensitive. We understand the feeling you get when somebody says I love you or you are beautiful, you
Mm.
know, can we be together? It's exciting, it's exciting. And like you've been talking about it this month, that we all need love, we all want to be loved. No one disputes that. All that we are saying is nowadays, let's love. Uh, don't let emotions be the ones that are controlling everything.
Mm.
Let the emotions, because emotions and feelings, they can sometimes misguide you.
Mislead.
Yes, let the head and the spirit be
Mm.
the one that are ruling in your current relationship or the next one,
Mm.
because that way you would have done your due diligence. It's not like you won't get hurt and
Mm.
mistakes might not happen, but your conscience will be clear. You won't
Mm.
say, oh, if only I could have, if I should have, all those things, they won't be there. Your conscience will be clear.
Mm. And also, the thing of you is equals to you, that you, yeah, the we we tend to get into the risky behavior, and we go and collect the spirits, other spirits as well, because you are here today, you are there tomorrow, you are here today, you are exposing yourself to also reinfection, guys. And I cannot overemphasize this. And what if also there's a possibility as well that that very person comes with their own virus, you have your own virus, and you haven't spoken about that. You were just in a hurry to get the business of the day done and move on. Yes. Sorry. Yes, or months later, you find yourself in a court of law, and the person is suing you, saying you have infected me. What then?
And for men, also, because unfortunately they are the ones that are more at risk. Guys, if you want to talk to us privately, do it. Guys, get a consent form. Get a consent form. If not a consent form, uh, have the message typed. Have the message typed that I agree to engage with you in a sexual encounter and free will and all of that. Honestly, guys, get a consent form, because people now, like coach was saying, are being sued for attempted murder. Or another thing, we worry about the court. We don't worry about reputational risk.
Mm-hmm.
Reputational risk is worse than being in prison. Because once your name and your reputation can be tarnished, it's very hard to turn back from that. So
Yeah.
you are also protecting yourself. Get a consent form. Really, sit down, discuss, have an agreement. And if that means, I remember at the university, uh, most of the boys, what would get them out of being accused of rape would be the messages, because a lot of them, I think they became wiser and clever.
Mm-hmm.
And when girls would go and accuse them of rape, they would bring out the messages to say, but look, this was our discussion.
It was
So
I have consent.
yes,
And then
exactly.
the wedding must be very clear. Guys, hey, Luna,
Yes,
Nina.
yes,
Mm.
yes. If
It
if
must
it's
be
a
very.
voice note, take it,
Mm,
save it, because
mm,
that day, one day, that any at times, guys, we laugh about these things and think it might not happen to me. But
mm.
you'll never know. You'll never know. I mean, the message I'm getting today is, and I think it's what we also need to take even in our other messages, is that nowadays, it's important to protect yourself.
Mm,
Don't think about another person. Think about you.
mm.
What are the risks if I'm doing this, and how do I mitigate the risk? At times you cannot avoid the risks, and
Yeah,
all you can do is to actually mitigate those risks so that there's less impact. The impact will still be there, but there's less impact.
exactly. Exactly. So it is very true that at the end of the day, I always say the way I worked so hard for my name, and this my name my parents gave me is very important to me. So I'll do anything to protect it, everything and anything. And that consent must be very clear. Correct. The wedding must clear that Mpusen disclosed to me that she's HIV positive, and we agreed that I so and so has agreed that I'm engaging in sexual intercourse with her, just like that,
And
because
what kind? What kind?
yeah,
Is it protected? Is it unprotected?
unprotected sex.
It
Let it
must
be
be
clear.
very, very clear, clearly stipulated. There should not
Very.
be maybe what I thought. No,
No,
clear,
we are
clear.
straight talkers, and the people in my cycle will tell you that this one. I always say I fell on my head when I was a child. Sometimes I'm taken as that hard person who doesn't have a heart, who just I will tell you as it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat things for you. You can be my girl, born. I love my girls a lot, but I will tell you the truth. Ha ke tweba, ha ke maloma a fodisa, ha ke tlo loma ntse ko fodisa. Ke tlo o jwetsa hore nna ke we do talk about these things. What did you do? How did you protect yourself on this one? And remember as well, much as all these things that we are saying, you is equals to you prep and all that, they are you are involving in sexual encounter, and but you are not protected from spiritual ties that he brings and that you bring. You are not protected from STIs. You are not protected from the pregnancy.
Yep, yeah.
And who is going to bear the pregnancy long term? Long term, it's you, the woman. And where will the person be? Gone with the wind. So for me, at the end of the day, like Sister Rain is saying, it's about me, myself, and I. Guys, I'm rather be a boring introvert or indoor kind of person than be out there somewhere there and be seen. I rather be, and I'm content with that. And yes, maybe I'm talking from a different stage. At 51, what is it that I'm still doing in the streets? Maybe. But then again, it applies to. I was once 35 and I know how it feels to be 35 and I know how it feels to be alone and lonely. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I know. I have walked that road. I know it very well. And I know how is it to do things under pressure, under duress. I know. I have also seen how non-disclosure to people has ruined lives. I've also seen how the misconception of you is equals to you and you engage in sex osna consent has ruined people's lives. So I am coming here, we coming here to share all those things is to make people aware that look, these are the risks, these are the implications, this is where you might find yourself, and never for a moment think that something won't happen to you. It took me 7 years to accept that I'm HIV positive. It took me 7 good years
Yeah,
because
because
of
you
what.
know it can't be me. It can't be
Yeah,
her.
because of that reason. Well, isn't not me, the prayer warrior, not me, the faithful wife, not me, not me. Who then? Who is supposed to be there? And God humbled me. He brought me from there to here to be one aligner. So, guys, with that being said, thank you very much, Sister Rainy. Today we learned about therapeutic level. Wow, it's about cool. We learned about why adherence is important and why it's important to be consistent with time. If you're drinking at this time, you stick to that time for one reason only, so that the treatment can work. And different treatments works at different levels, but the most important is it getting to therapeutic level. Yeah, it's a cool one to that man.
What
And
is
yeah, so that is for me my take home as to with any medication that I'm taking, I must be consistent with my time, whether it's my supplements, whether it's my antibiotics, whether it's my prevention medication, anything. Those tablets must be on at the same time every day, same time. And we learned about the myths about you is equals to you, the risks that we take when we engage into unprotected sex. We also learned about the false negative of self-testing kits, right?
yeah?
So, and through the whole month, we have had so many lessons about disclosure. For me, that was the peak. It was yeah, it brought everything together that about disclosures, about stigma, and that yes, HIV is still a relevant topic to be talked about because the statistics are going up and up every day, and people are saying they are not aware. And the other thing that I've also realized is that people that are you is equals to you, they engage in risky unprotected sex behaviors, not knowing what the other person is bringing, and then the next moment the person is also positive, and now you are being blamed for infecting somebody. That is equal in South Africa. The minimum sentence for that is 25 years, guys. So yeah, Thank you very much for the love. Thank you very much for joining us. And Sister Rini, Danko Baya, with the wealth of experience that you are bringing. You know that I call it wealth because your health is your wealth. It's wealth to me. So thank you.
But thank you for this series. And unfortunately, I'm not letting you go yet. Um, I mean, for this series, we spoke about the U equals to U risky behaviors in terms of sex. We did not talk about it outside of sex. How do we maintain U equals to U ka lifestyle now? Ka lifestyle, because besides sex, there's other things that people are now doing just because they are undetectable besides sex.
Mm,
So we also need to talk about that and maybe bring in the new start, because
mm,
after we have reached the therapeutic level, how
mm.
do we stay there,
Yeah.
maintaining that level? So I think maybe next week, if we can talk about that,
Okay.
just to make sure that, we, yeah, because people should not only assume it's about sex only. No,
Yeah.
you equals to you,
It's
staying
more.
there. It's not only about sex, it's also about healthy lifestyle as well.
All right. No, I promise. Okay. So we've had, guys. We continue the topic about who is too close to you. Except the sexual part, there's also the healthy living part. So we will continue this next week. God willing, we will do that. And thank you so much. I'll follow back. I promise to follow back every person that followed us on this live tonight.
And then I feel the next one, we like relationships, but we love love. So yeah, we promise you before we go to December, we will talk about love, relationshiping.
Yeah, guys, relationshiping, the pandemic. We will come there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. See you all next week, Monday, on with Gogo Manzana on
Thank you.
Healthy Living Mondays.
Thank
Thank you so
you. Thank you.
much.
Thank
And good night.
you. Good night. Thank you,
Night.
guys.